Do you understand these rights as I just explained them to you?
Yes.
Why are you doing this?
You can't have the evidence.
Why aren't you arresting Luke Spencer right now?
Nicholas, please, leave us.
You are all invited back to headquarters for the next installment of
You
our
have
story.
no witnesses, no motive. Why would he kill Catherine Bell?
Counselor, what, you think we came here for guidance?
We'll be happy to discuss the specifics, but not here.
Hands behind your back, sir.
Please, Nicholas,
Why-
inside the
Don't-
house.
Why are you asking me to stay?
I am not asking, I am commanding it.
Behind your back.
I was getting worried.
Yeah. Took a long way.
You forgot something. The bread and meat and stuff you were bringing from your dad's club?
Couldn't get it. I'll have to go back after closing.
That's okay. Oh, I saw your father at the hospital. He said he needs to see you. He said to say that it's a family emergency.
I'm sorry, Dad. It's too late to put out that fire. My mom's back. He's just afraid that I'd run into her first, and I did.
Oh. How'd it go? Was she happy to see you?
Yeah.
Were you happy to see her?
She's my mother.
How dare you deliberately keep me in ignorance when my family is strained to the breaking point and my son has been missing for months?
He wasn't missing, Laura. He just wasn't here. What else did he tell you?
He told me that Nicholas had been shot at your club.
Yes, he was, but not by me, and it wasn't fatal.
What was that? Is that an excuse? Or a joke?
What would you have done if you had known?
I would have come home, obviously.
The kid didn't want you here.
How do you know?
Because he said so. He could have written you a letter. He could have contacted you. I know he gets letters from you. Or he could have had his uncle do it.
Never mind what Nicholas said. You are my husband. You know how I feel about both of my sons. And if they were in pain, I had a right to know. Not telling me, it's a violation of trust.
What else did Lucky say?
He accused me of I don't know what kind of perversion for marrying you.
Well, we always said he was bright for his age.
You have something you want to tell me?
Lucky found out. I'm sorry. I didn't want him to, but he did.
Who said that there was anything to find out? Look, when he came to you, what did he say?
He said he was sick of lies. And in that moment, so was I.
But no, before that, what brought it up? I mean, who put this in his head?
Oh, well, that would be your darling other son.
Nicholas. No, that's not possible.
Yes. And our son acted like our son. He scoped it out. He asked questions. He checked the facts, and he wasn't just doing some academic exercise. He wasn't just looking up a four-letter word. He's got this friend, Elizabeth Weber.
Yeah, he told me about that. I know.
Well, by the time it got around to me, it was just a little late to try and turn it into an inspirational tale.
Why didn't you call me? I mean, you should have called me that day, that minute. Why didn't you?
Because I didn't... Because it seemed that it didn't concern you.
Oh, my God. Well, what did it concern if not me and us and what our whole family is about?
Laura, it's about men and power. It's about a young man coming into his power and an old man who abused his. It's about Lucky's hero worship crashing and burning and him hating my guts for it and me letting him because just maybe that's the first step to him being a better man than his father was. He's got this rage that I understand. I can even be proud of it. But I felt that I had to get you out of his line of fire, not only because it was fair, but because that is my job.
Oh, okay. I get it. I gave birth to 2 sons, and neither one of them is my business. Huh? You know, you made me choose between Nicholas and this family. And I did it. I went to him, and I told him I could be nothing more than a distant relative to him. And now what you're telling me is that the best I can hope for is to be, I don't know, sort of peripheral in our son's life? You let him walk out that door without giving me the slightest clue that I might have lost another son.
As long as he loves you enough to despise me, you haven't lost him.
But how can anything be put right this way? You should have forced him to stay here and just work it out.
Darling, I don't force the people I love anymore. It doesn't work. It makes them angry. It makes them mistrustful. It even makes them secretive. Look, baby, I did the best I could. Next time, when it's Lulu's turn, we'll do it your way.
When I was home last week, you let me believe that he was sleeping down the hall while you made love to me. Have I been gone that long? Do I even know who you are anymore?
That's always been your particular kindness. To know and to forget.
She didn't know.
Your mother?
Somebody, I don't know, I guess your grandmother, told her I wasn't living at home. Everything else was a shock to her. Like why I left.
It's pretty cool of your father not to warn her.
She just would have been ready with some excuse.
Well, since she wasn't, what'd she say?
She makes excuses for him, he makes excuses for her. What's the point? I already know. It's too late to keep lying.
Maybe they don't think they are.
Then how screwed up is that? In her version, nobody did anything. It's just all circumstances. We'll believe that, and there's no right or wrong. There's no love or rape. It's just all bad timing.
Lucky, they've been married a long time and they've been happy. What was that?
Sick. Sick.
But you didn't think so before all this. You were happy.
Well, I like Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy, too. But there's no inviting them back. They built a marriage and a home and a family on something that is just wrong. It's just too sick to live with, so they covered it up. But just because they hid it does not mean it went away.
So, what? Someone who was raped as a kid? That's all I can ever be?
No.
What if your mother found a way out, a way not to be that anymore? Then I would want to know how.
She married her rapist. How is that a way out?
You're not trying to see it the way they do.
You're right, I'm not.
Then how can it ever be fixed?
What if I did? What if I could get inside their heads? What would that mean about me?
That you love them? That you're trying to
No,
understand?
no. I mean, what if I put myself in my father's shoes? And they fit.
Elizabeth Weber.
That's how this all got started?
Yeah, Lucky found her in the park and brought her here,
The park?
near the fountain.
How old is she?
15.
She okay?
No? They never caught the man. Of course, that happens. And then there's no chance of anything like justice being served. It's just this unresolved public atrocity, I guess, but then how would I know? The guy did quite a number on her. I'm not sure she told anybody but Lucky. Well, there was Barbara. Lucky took off that night and went and found Barbara and brought her back so she could examine the girl, and I think that was a good idea. She's so young. Ah, Laura, she's so young. She's got this dark hair and these big eyes and baby skin, and I look at her and all I can think is maybe that's what Lulu will. Lucky sort of lived through it with her, and it's left him with this boiling anger that he doesn't know what to do with. I mean, he had this friend, and she was funny, and she was fearless one day, and the next day she wasn't any of those things, and he came to me. And he wanted me to say something. He wanted me to do something to help. He wanted to go find the guy that had done it and kill him because of what he had killed in Elizabeth. Bobby thought I should tell him right then. But I didn't agree, and I still don't. I don't think one thing has anything to do with the other. Now, maybe that's just self-serving, but then who am I to say, huh?
Of course you shouldn't have told him. What the hell was Bobby thinking? Why doesn't she just mind her own business? What I don't understand is whatever made you change your mind.
Lucky started making connections between what he was seeing happening to Elizabeth and what he thinks happened to you with the Cassidines. And then one day he crossed paths with Nicholas and he shot off his mouth, and said that Stavros was a rapist, and then Nicholas took it upon himself to set the record straight.
Yeah, but still.
Still? Honey, still? Our son came to me and asked me flat out, what did you want me to do, lie to him?
I don't see any reason why you would have to.
Because to tell him the truth was to tell him I raped you.
What? How can you say that? How can you say that to me? Of all people.
How can I not say that to you, of all people?
It's just not that simple. You know that.
I never said it was simple. I said it was rape.
Stop it! Will you just stop that? You don't get to just write the history of my life. Wasn't I even there? I mean, oh, I see. You think that I was just too young and too stupid to know what was happening to me. Back then, everybody was in such a hurry to put words in my mouth. And you're doing it. You're doing it now. No more. No more.
Laura, have you never said the word? Not even to yourself in the dark?
No, I don't have any need to see myself or you in black and white.
Well, Nicholas must have heard it somewhere.
Stefan.
Yeah, Stefan, and where did he hear it if not from you? You see, we come back around again, full circle to the source. And baby, who could blame you? In the middle of some lonely, soul-bearing moment to say it. You thought I was dead anyway. But if you ask why our son is gone and why he spits on both of us, that is the answer.
Do you think that I would do that? Speak to an outsider about the most intimate and difficult things between us? And paint you all in one color like a criminal? Like an animal in his eyes?
Laura, you were alone. His brother's captive. He was sympathetic. He was commanded by Stavros, like you. He was ground under Helena's heel, like you. Maybe you didn't think of him as an outsider.
He was. And he wasn't. I mean, he was kind to me. Almost like a friend. Was really my only friend. You have to understand, I was taken away from everything that I knew or that I loved. I thought that you were dead. So, yes, I confided in him. And we did the things you do. We told each other our stories. And he asked about you and how we met and how we fell in love. You know, kind of questions that anybody would ask.
Yes. But how did he get the answers that nobody else could?
That was his own interpretation. I mean, that must have just been him jumping to conclusions. I don't know. I guess maybe I stumbled over that one bad night, and then he just assumed the rest, or he put his own label on it. I swear to you, Luke. I swear.
Wait. One bad night? That's how you remember it?
That's what we had. I haven't forgotten, Luke. No, I'm not delusional, and I don't have a psychological block. I know what I said to Jesse, and to the police, and to Scotty. But Luke, our marriage is as old as I was then. And it speaks with as much authority When we were falling in love, we had one bad night.
Oh, Laura.
And I will not go back there. I will not relive it. Not for you, not for Lucky, not for anyone. How are we going to get Lucky back home again where he belongs? That's what we should be discussing.
Well, you saw him.
What does that mean?
Well, it's going to be a little tough getting the toothpaste back in the tube, don't you think? Look, Laura, I didn't want to open Pandora's box, believe me. But I had no choice. The monster walked in this house and took up residence here. Now, what are you going to do? You're going to say to the boy, just forget it. Come on home. Unmake your bed. It's not going to work. And I'm sorry if you feel that I did the wrong thing. If you feel that I gave him a false version of what happened that night. But there we are.
No. This is not about what happened 20 years ago. This is about what's going on right now today, which is your choosing to shut me out of both of my sons' lives. That is the part that I find unacceptable. I had a right to help Lucky through this.
How? Laura, you can't even say the word. You can't even say it to me. There are certain things you can't help.
I'm not going to let you turn this into anything that it isn't, okay? This is about one thing. You deliberately misled me. At best. At worst, you flat out lied to me. And I resent it. I resent it more than I can say.
I think you're expressing yourself fairly clearly. Look, maybe this evening would go a lot smoother for both of us if I just go to the club.
If you must. Luke?
You only see what your eyes want to see. How can life be what you want it to be? You're frozen when your heart's not open. You're so consumed with how much you get. You waste your time with hate and regret. You're broken when your heart's not open. If I could melt your heart, we'd never be apart. Give yourself to me. Now there's no point in placing the blame, and you should know I suffer the same. If I lose you, my heart will be broken.